Howdy. I've been building a weapon that I thought looked pretty cool. And oh buddy, is it effective? It is the polearm, the Pupacyst. This is a polearm that I think you get its blueprint from the dojo, I believe, in the biolab. It's questionable looking at first, but then if you build it and you build it right, you'll quickly realize it is very, very strong, especially with Saryn, which I'll show. Not that any weapon isn't strong with Saryn, let's be honest here, but it pairs especially well with her. So the Pupacyst, right off the bat, you can see has pretty horrible crit stats and attack speed. The attack speed is miserable. 13% crit chance, so 1.5 crit multiplier is depressing. 27% status chance isn't even that good for having such low crit multiplier, right, and crit chance. But it has decent base damage and it has viral and impact at base. Having viral at base is very, very good, extremely strong. So it also has a unique trait, Frenzy. Melee stats effects grant 15% attack speed and 100% toxin damage for 6 seconds. And since it's status built, we're going to always have this active. This is just even more damage and slightly more attack speed. This is definitely a status built weapon, for sure. But we're going to try to make it do a bit of crit damage as well. So what I have going on here is gas and electric with melee influence, because melee influence is insane, and spreading gas, electric, and viral is going to be big, big PP AoE damage. Condition overload, because it gives us a ton of damage. Virulent Scourge, Volcanic Edge, so we get gas, Voltaic Strike for electric, plus we get all of the status chance from that. Weeping Wounds for even more status chance. Prime Reach to maximize our range to hit more enemies. Blood Rush for our crit chance, which will bring us up to 70-something% crit chance, I think, around there. Quickening for attack speed and combo count chance. If you had Primed Fury, that would definitely be better here. And actually, if you're getting kills, Berserker Fury would probably be even better because it gives 70% attack speed instead. Though Quickening does make it easier to build up your combo. I'm going to stick with Quickening for right now just because I prefer it. So, you probably noticed we don't have a crit damage mod. So you would think, why even bother with Blood Rush for our crit chance when our crit multiplier is so terrible? And because our crit multiplier is so terrible, it's not really worth building into it. Because if we put Organ Shatter on, it's only going to increase it by 1.4. That's not a whole lot. We'll get way more damage by building something else on the weapon. So, to fix that, you can actually run any pets. Sentinels are my favorite to make it work with. Here, we'll put it on Carrier right now. Run a pets with Tenacious Bond. Tenacious Bond makes it so if your pet has 50% or higher crit chance, you get a 1.2 final crit damage multiplier for all of your weapons. So if you're using a Sentinel, you can just put on either Volk Lock, which is Diariga's signature weapon, I believe, or the Volcax, which you can get the blueprint to craft from Fortuna, with Legs, that guy from Fortuna. If you have Point Strike on, you'll get 50%, which is all you need, right? So you can craft this and Point Strike's easy to get. There you go, and now you have the 1.2 crit multiplier, pushing it up to 2.7, which is very good. And that will massively increase your damage. So now we have good crit damage, good enough crit chance to be getting more crits than non-crits, and lots of status procs. We are still lacking Armor Strip, which is unfortunate, but I will show Armor Strip with it here in a second. So, if you had Armor Strip, it would definitely be much stronger, because Gas does, like, no damage to armor. Gas has, like, a negative 75% damage final multiplier against armor. It's really, really bad. But the Gas status effect itself is unbelievably strong. So, being able to strip armor will increase your damage by way, way too much. Like, massively increase your damage. Plus, the more enemies you have close together, the more the gas clouds overlap and you do more damage. So it's great for grouping. So we'll go right in. Actually, we won't go right in. I'm going to show my Warframe. So you know I have no buffs. Oh wait, we do have corrosive projection on here. I'll switch to this. Actually, it's a good thing I checked. There we go. We have no buffs on our Warframe whatsoever to buff our melee weapon. And then, in case you're wondering, this is the Gauss fashion. There isn't much to it. So now we will go with the weapon. The only thing we're getting buffed to our melee is our pet with Tenacious Bond, and that is it. Obviously, it's not going to kill stupidly fast because, well, you know, we don't have armor strip. But once we get our combo up, it's going to get to the point that it does some decent damage considering we can't strip the armor. See, I find this as a gas, not overlapping enemies, no armor strip to be pretty good. I know it's not killing fast, but this is what it's like when they aren't grouped together. I'm going to show it with both grouping with ensnare, and I'm also going to show it with armor strip on Saryn. Though I won't proc Toxic Lash at first. You can see it's not insane, but it's not bad considering what it's up against right now. Though it will be much, much stronger on a Warframe that can give you what you need. So let's go to first Khora, and we will switch to this build here, remove everything, because all we're going to be doing is casting Ensnare. Wait, what's Ensnare's base duration? Is it not going to be terrible? 15 seconds? Yeah, that's plenty. So now we're going to respawn the enemies. We are going to pull them all in. And now all the gas procs plus melee influence should be pretty insane. As you can see, as always, gas with ensnare or grouping of any sorts, armor or not, it decimates enemies as if they don't exist. They're not even there. They just melt like butter. We didn't even have our combo built up from the start. We were starting from a literally no combo. Then, if you wanted to use it on Saryn, which it actually fits her pretty well, the whole, you know, infested theme, I think it fits really nicely. We will be using, do I want to do this build, this? We'll do this build, right? So, this is just a Void Cascade build, nothing special here. All we're going to cast is Venom Dose. I will not cast Toxic Lash. So, the only thing that is affecting us from our Saryn is that we're getting Corrosive added onto our weapon. That's it. And that is going to make a huge difference. I do have 2 green shards here as well to be able to full strip, because that's amazing. Now we will spawn the enemies in again. I am still going to have my combo built up. Cast this so we get Corrosive. And, well, there they go. That's it. They're all dead. Now, this isn't anything special per se, right? This is something you can do on any melee. You're going to be able to kill a big group of enemies in the simulacrum like this all the time. That's not special. What makes it special is that it allows you to build gas and viral at the same time, and then with Saryn put corrosive, so you have gas, viral, and corrosive. 3 unbelievably strong status effects, all in the same build at the same time. And actually, in this build specifically on my Saryn, I think Ensnare would be the best option here. Imagine Ensnare, and then adding in Toxic Lash, okay? So we get the Corrosive for the armor strip, tons of more procs with Toxin procs, right, from our Toxic Lash, and then all of them are grouped together for overlapping gas clouds and electricity spreading because we would have Ensnare on, pulling all of the enemies in. That would decimate enemies. Even enemies as high as level cap would not stand a chance in hell against that. As you can see, once you put Toxic Lash in, it just becomes even more insane. It only took me like 4 hits. I couldn't even get my heavy attack off. I did the heavy, but they were already dead. Saryn's insane, but she's especially insane with this. This is actually my favorite weapon, I think, to use with Saryn now. Dual I-Core is very, very strong. Yes. But I hate every single stance there is for dual swords. They all suck. Every single one of them sucks so much ass. I hate it. Which is unfortunate. And I don't know, I just got a little bored of using dual I-Core. So it's nice to have a bit of a change. And dual I-Core does have a Riven disposition of 4, so it's pretty insane, but Rivens are crazy expensive. Whereas Pupacyst, I have no Riven on Pupacyst, and it has a Riven dispo of 5. So you can get some pretty insane Rivens on this. I have Twirling Spire here because I don't know if one of these other stances would be better. I just know I fucking hate these stances. and Twirling Spire is the only good polearm stance in my opinion, as far as like how it feels to use. So yeah, that's the Pupacyst. It's pretty damn strong. It's very juicy. I quite like it. Here's my Saryn fashion. In case you're wondering, I'll just quickly gloss over it. That is all that is on. So if you think it looks like an interesting weapon, definitely try it out. I think it's a very fun weapon. It's a very good polearm, and it's definitely worth using in my opinion. If you liked the video, then leave a like and maybe subscribe if you want to see more random stuff like this, and adios.